a little simpler and start talking about ethics now. So today I'm going to talk about ethics-driven growth and what I call the superhero dilemma. But before I begin, I'd like to share a quote from our services director at Idealist Consulting. People say we're in the tech business. They are wrong. We're in the people business. This is a great quote. Lila has a way of telling me that people matter. And if we want them invested, they have to be expressing things that people care about. That said, if you are going to integrate ethics into any experience, you have to consider these four tenets: values, ethics, morals, and purpose. And I'm going to share how those entered my life. Mid-'80s, I got exposure to my first business values. Greed is good, really didn't stretch me very far ethically, but I must admit Wall Street was a pretty motivational movie, which I later came to learn that is what values represent, motivation. It didn't take me long to see that there were other business values to consider, businesses that require me to integrate ethics. The desire to discover my values is what led me to my Peace Corps service. My service was roughly 3 years in length, and it focused on helping small businesses grow. That was not an easy task in a country like Ukraine, a tough country full of ethical contradictions, mafia, money laundering, bribes, and, of course, wait for it, pirated software. I learned a lot about using illegal software to forward the interests of the business community. Seemed every business was using it in one form or another. It was difficult to reconcile, but it wasn't until my time in Costa Rica that I would discover how difficult. I worked in Costa Rica as an associate director for a large adventure school. The school was having serious injuries on course, and I was hired to help put an end to that. I discovered part of the problem was centered around communications. Departments just weren't connecting. We were able to improve the safety of the course by installing CRM, and the ability to track enrollment and student experience allowed us to make significant improvements. That CRM was pirated software. This led me to experience what I called the superhero dilemma. Was I going to be Batman, where the ends justifies the means, or Superman, where the means justifies the ends? In other words, would I use stolen software to save a school or find an alternative that would be more law-abiding? I chose Batman because I believed that the ends justified the means. Even if it meant breaking the law, the student's safety was the most important. I learned through this experience that my ethics inspired me to select my superhero, and my morals guided me in how to behave. But why do superheroes take risks in the first place? For example, what would motivate a grown man to take off his clothes in a phone booth? The answer is purpose. Having purpose gave me an emotional investment, inspired me to take risks. It gave value to my choices. Without purpose, I never would have had a superhero dilemma, because without purpose, it's very hard to deeply care. And care is a requirement for emotional investment. Think about that. I think Simon says it best. When people are financially invested, they want return. When they are emotionally invested, they want to contribute. People want to be emotionally invested, and emotional investment requires a purpose. I found my purpose by considering three fundamentals. First, I started with what I love. I looked at patterns in what I did. Patterns often reveal passion. I love building things, and I love reaching goals. Second, I asked myself, what am I good at? Friends are a great resource for this. They tell you through compliments. For example, I have heard that I am driven, and once I get my mind on something, I don't let go. And then finally, I looked for voids. What does the world need? Through my Peace Corps experience, I felt the world needed more positive impact. I wanted everything I did to have positive impact, even if the drive to do so was not ethically inspired. Based on those fundamentals, my purpose became to leave a positive wake. In other words, work hard, but ensure that some of the outcome of your efforts leave a positive impact. My team knows this, and we strive as a company to leave a positive wake in everything we do. One example is this. The Idealist Grant. We take 10% of our profits and apply it from our corporate work and apply it to our nonprofit clients. This makes space for an emotional investment that allows our staff to focus on money and making a difference. Now, to keep this in mind, values are what motivates us. Ethics tell you who you are. Morals help you navigate the situation, and your purpose is where you are going. When you have established all these, you can inspire emotional investment, which leads personal and professional growth. Thanks.
Rob, thank you very much.